Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Weekly Shonen Jump for the week of June 9th, 2019. On the cover, we have this. I was very baffled when I saw this at first. Because my first thing was, okay, why is Luffy wearing a frog suit? Why is this the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump? Like, it's not that we don't have, just like occasional, hey, it's just the series covers. But usually those are, they're a bit more dynamic. They're not quite this goofy. What is this frog? Why is Luffy wearing the frog suit? Then I saw the rainbow and I thought, is this a pride thing? That can't be. It's Japan. Then I saw the One Piece Stampede cover, and I mean, that honestly is even, like, it's not weirder, because now I get the context, I guess. Maybe this frog shows up in Stampede. But like, I think on the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump, this wouldn't weird me out that much because it would be like this tiny little blur. Like you could barely make out like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be the cover. But because we have this like very nice like high res album or cover version, banner version, you can see a lot of the detail here, and that makes it feel even weird. It'd be like if you were reading One Piece and Luffy was holding something that was like immaculately detailed, like, a chapter of One Punch Man or something, like just a page from it. Like, it's so weird. Ugh. My eyes, my head, it hurts. Anyways, so apart from that, this is most likely going to be a full, not live streamed release. We'll see how it goes. I do have things like still split up into pre-recorded and live stream. Tokyo Shinobi Squad is now a pre-recorded. But we will see. Due to my current situation, I don't know if I'll have time to do a live stream at all. So I might just do like a partial live stream. We'll see. Anyways, let's stop dilly-dallying. Let's move on to Actage, Chapter 68. So Yanagi busted out the big, I'm gonna, in a few days, I'll make you completely forget Kuriyama. I mean, it's a big challenge. But I think that'd be cool. Like, if the point of his arc isn't even like, bringing him down to size, it's just making Yanagi fit to work with someone like that. Because that is a good skill. Like, so far, a lot of Kei's actions have been very standout. As you would expect from a shonen series. Like, of course, the main character is going to stand out. But, she's been doing a lot of improv. She's been doing a lot of things that shock people. Like, she stands out from the rest. It would work really well if we got to see this arc where, like, she wants to surpass Team B, while at the same time, she has to surpass them by not surpassing, her co-star. By just being, like, a good plate. Just being a good assist. Okay, are we going to see Team B? Yes. Okay, This is interesting. Like, it's very stripped down. The Flaming Mountains. He's reproducing the Flaming Mountains where Lady Ironfan lives. That's also extremely cool. Like, he knows them that well. Or not even them, but he knows their type that well. Like, whereas with Team A, they had the pretense of, hey, do you have your scripts? He just knows right off the bat, yeah, you don't need your scripts. I'm going to set up a situation where you can't read them because I know you have them all memorized. It's fine. I mean, even Araya is actually kind of a wild card because his whole thing is like going out and doing some like method acting, living the life. He hasn't had time to do that. Like, and even if he did, like, how would he try to live the life of Son Goku? And how has Chiyoko changed? Is that true? I can't imagine her wolfing down anything. I can't tell if you're lying or being truthful, and it bothers me. Agreed. 100% agreed. But okay. I mean, her whole thing was that she was trying to be, this perfect person. She gave off this image, but it was, this mask that she had on all times. Oh, I was raised to emulate Ogami. Oh man, that actually, like, that makes so much, because that is what her arc was, like, not Ogami. We didn't know about him at all. But, like, we knew that she was trying to be this, like, perfect person with this powerful aura. The kind of person who can just stand up and immediately captivate a crowd. And I didn't make the connection there, just because it's been a while since we've seen Chiyoko, but yeah, that is her deal. It's her deal, except she's working hard to make it work, and she has, she only has a few years before it kind of wears off. Whereas Ogami is just Ogami. Like, he's like that all the time without even trying. So she's a fake version of Ogami. So I guess that is the big question. That's also cool because it means that it's not like we set this up as Chiyoko fighting Kei, but that's not necessarily the case. Like the person Chiyoko wants to fight, that she wants to master, is Ogami, which is also cool because like he's doing a completely different role than her. It creates this like we still don't have a connection between Ogami and I keep on forgetting his name, Araya. Like there's nothing quite there, but with everything else, like I could see some really neat dynamics taking holds. Because at least right now, Chiyoko is trying to fight both of them at the same time in different ways. Okay. What is she getting at? So, like, my immediate assumption here was, uh, like, she swallowed the egg whole in order to feel it there. Right? That's gotta be it. Like, it's a wild thing to do. It definitely doesn't fit her character, but, like, if this is the new way she wants to act. Yeah, that's it. That's it, though. She knows how it feels. Wait a minute. Did she actually keep it down and then vomit it up later? Or, like, I guess that's the big question. Where are they? Do we see the ground here? No, we don't. But we do see the tile here. So I guess she did swallow the egg whole and then vomited back up here. That could be a metaphor, but I assume that is completely legit. That is really cool, though, because, like, she learned a lesson from Yanagi. I mean, Yanagi doesn't quite method act in the same way, but she is taking that on. Did you think he had the market corded on transformation? I guess in a way, she's also fighting Araya then. Because, like, that is Araya's thing. He is the person who transforms. We still haven't seen him turn into Son Goku. Or, like, what he would do to do that, but she's doing it. She's consuming everyone and taking all their good all their good suits. Or good traits. Oh, man. That is real exciting, because we can also see Araya grow. I think the big thing is that Ogami's not going to grow. Or, like, he doesn't have to. But, like, if all four of them change over the course of this production, that'd be pretty exciting. We've had that dynamic before with the the side characters in the various other productions, but to have it be like all four of our important pre-developed main characters all doing that all at the same time, that could be really exciting. I mean, yeah, like her mom is definitely gonna hit him if she learns, like, oh yeah, Chiyoko, is choking herself to death, like, or she did nearly choke to death in order to get down this one scene for this role. It makes sense. Like, even with Yanagi, he's been cultivating her, but at the same time, he was always worried about like how far he could push her and whether she would ever go too far. So in the same way, I imagine, he's excited to see Chiyoko do this, to branch out, but at the same time, like, he's concerned. He doesn't want this to go too far. I mean, could we have an arc where Chiyoko goes in over her head? It's possible. Like, I wouldn't want it to go all the way, but then again, we haven't really seen the consequences. Like, we've seen it with people who have retired, we've seen it with Choko's mom, but we haven't seen it, like, in a tangible sense with a main character. And that makes me real scared for Chiyoko. I could definitely see her getting into a sticky situation. Where, like, she dives too deep and she can't get back out. Good chapter. Very good chapter. Gonna put that right there where it always is. And let's move on. Next is Black Clover, chapter 208. Oh yeah, the Scum Squad is still here. But I mean, like, are they just going to escape, or are they going to, like, contribute something else? Because the fact that they aren't there, and the fact that even this thing can't sense them, like, that feels important. That feels like we could have a scene where, like, the devil is mortally wounded, he runs off, and then they, like, jump on him, or something. Or I guess, conversely, what if he uses word magic, it affects them, even though, like, even though he doesn't realize that they're there, and then he possesses one of them or something? They definitely feel like an important factor. Oh. Okay, so it didn't just, like, tear the area apart. Like, it ripped open this space, this, like, warp in space-time. Or am I overthinking it? Like, because the background here is completely black, I assume that's what it's gotta be. Okay, so, I mean, I'd like it if Yami went and helped, but at the same time, I don't know if he can contribute anything. Like, they've got a lot of heavy hitters up there already. It might be more prudent for him to Dimension Slash out of there. Oh, yeah. That's the thing, though. Like, it works. And if he's there, at the very least, I think he could, like, show them, like, hey, this works. It's not just anti-magic. My dark magic also works, and that could, like, open up something else. I don't know what else, though, because, like, it seems to be just, like, anti-magic and dimensional magic. Like, his darkness magic is dimensional in nature to some extent. But they don't have, like, yeah, they don't have anyone else right here that can do dimensional magic. Like, if they had Langris or, someone else here, then sure, but they're kind of out of options. I could see that definitely being a thing later on, but not in this fight. Yeah, the other thing that might work is our peppy little runt, and that's about it, huh? So he had an idea at the very end of last chapter. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, to be honest. I don't know what this could be. I mean, it seemed like, he saw Lick's attack and was like, hey, if that sword has that kind of potential, maybe this sword has that kind of potential. But apart from what I said last time, I haven't really, like, given it any more thoughts. We've never really seen a power cap on the kind of anti-magic he has. It seems more like just he has however much he needs, but, like, that's not necessarily a good thing. He can't control it. Oh, he broke the spear! That's nice. I mean, I hope it actually, like, turned off the power of the sphere. I mean, that does also bring up the question of, like, the demon asked his grimoire, like, what kind of demon is it? Like, it could be just a really, really powerful one. It seems to be extremely powerful, but at the same time, we don't know. It could just have a really good element. Like, anti-magic is just solidly good. And I would like the parallel of, this demon is a underdog in his world, and Asta is an underdog in his world, and together they make something incredible. These are different symbols between these two. He's not saying the same thing twice. I could not tell you if one of these is the name of the monster, though. Like, they all look kind of vaguely the same to me. Yeah, even if I have the same 4-leaf Clover magic, the dimension was different. What could Patry... I mean, can he copy the dimension? I mean, sure, it looks like it's kind of working, but not really. Should I make it take shape, then hold it there? Okay, so... Oh, actually, what if he tries to do what Licht did? Like, the giant sword. Because he has a lot of anti-magic. He just needs to use all of it. And, like, that might be it. It might be as simple as, hey, Licht took his magic and made a giant sword out of it using, one of his swords as a base. Why can't I do the same thing? Why can't I just, do that? Maybe not the same scale, though. That's the problem. Like, that one was super over the top. It used, like, multiple elves worth of mana, so there's no way. But I could see that, like, a big sword, or maybe he'll go full demon mode, actually. Like, not just cover his sword, but, like, cover the rest of his body, but go even more Black Asta than he already is. That would be pretty cool. If you can't even make full use of your own power, there's no way you'll ever get to be. Yep. Oh, that's really smart. So, Yuno took the magic, like, because Sekira and the first Wizard King's magic both work on the devil and on this dimension. He just took that magic and made a sword out of it. That's a really clever move. Also, like, this is the big thing that probably won't work out. What if eventually learns how to use his magic to, like, do this, but with anti-magic? Like, because wind really is, it's so versatile. It's, like, the most versatile element. What if he could do it, like, like, he's not directly touching the anti-magic, but he's, like, collecting it and swirling it into an area. That would be a really cool counter, because, like, we've never seen someone use anti-magic against Asta. He is the guy with all the anti-magic. I could see that being an interesting counter. Like, either that, or, like, using the way the magic works to somehow dispel anti-magic or something. Because that's the thing. Like, is always going to be more powerful than Asta. It's just Asta's anti-magic evens the odds. But, like, because Asta's the main character, I always think of as the underdog. Like, in terms of storytelling, he's the underdog. We know he can't fully win. He can't become the Wizard King. So I kind of do want to see him do cool new things. Like, I want him to do cooler things than, oh boy, what the hell is this? Okay, Anti-Magic, Demon Slayer Sword, Black Divider. So, first of all, really cool parallel. Like, this is basically a 4-page spread. I mean, it's all, in the magazine, it would be, 1 2-page spread and then another one that mirrors it. But, I actually really love that I can see this on, on the internet. Because that's such a slick transition. It looks so good. Oh my god. Okay, so which sword is he using, though? I thought he was using the small one. Like, the super slim one that dispels things. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it has that, handlebar to it. So, okay. It looks like the, oh, not Demon Slayer. The, the first one he has. Huh. I wonder, what does this accomplish, though? Because when I was saying, he would create a bigger sword, I didn't mean it quite like this. I meant more like, like Licked Sword, like the big spell. I thought it was going to be something more like, how do I take all this anti-magic and hit them with it? What if I turn it into a big sword? This is, I mean, it's less immediately obvious, because he has a big sword. He's just not using it right now. Yeah, the more I think about it, the less I understand. I mean, maybe it's just because it's bigger, he'll be able to apply his, curse negation abilities on a wider range. I mean, it also might be just as simple as, it's a bigger sword so you can hit more spells with it. Either way, how hype. How unbelievably hype. These 4 pages, or, these 2-page spreads are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a good Black Clover chapter. That's definitely, I can't say it's definitely going to go super high. I haven't read anything else yet, but I feel like that's going to stick around. All right, next is Food Wars, chapter 314. She's letting the storm swallow her whole. I'm still betting on Soma pulls out something amazing that actually. My immediate idea was, Soma serves first, he comes up with something amazing, and then Erina blows him out of the water. And, eventually, they'll get married in the final chapter, therefore, it's not a real loss for him. It's more like, hey, I get to keep on fighting her forever. But, actually, what if he makes, a really good dish, really quickly, before she can even serve anything, before she's even done cooking, and then he serves it both to Erina and to Mana. Because that would be pretty cool if his dish is what inspires her to make some last minute tweaks that makes her dish 20 times better. Yeah, that's the thing. Erina can't give in to despair. That would completely break the point of this arc. This match will bring at least one thing to light. Let's see what results from the diamond generation I've built. Play 314, the perfect rocks. So really hammering in the diamond generation thing. I saw some other people also have the a similar idea to me of Soma's going to create a dish that is the culmination of everything in the entire series. But honestly, I think it'd be better if Erina did that. If Soma just creates something really symbolic of the series, then Erina tops it with something that uses the divine tongue to integrate everything perfectly. Because also, Erina is Erina. She has the divine tongue. She, of all people, would understand when something tastes good enough to be something the world has never seen before. Whereas Soma doesn't have that. So yeah. So we know that this has all been a big master plan. I guess it was specifically to save Erina, from the very starts. Find the perfect rocks, I'll polish her to a mirror shine, a veritable generation of diamonds. So, I mean, we do know about the diamond generation. Or, what was it again? I think the fan scans called it, the gem generation or something. But yeah, so it was all done specifically to save Erina. Yeah, this is so cool. Again, because this is one of the final chapters, it does feel incredible to see all these things, to see everyone being pulled in. Wait, are those Nikumi's parents? Why is Nikubi the only one with a tan? It's so weird. I honestly don't know if she has darker skin or if she's just tans. It's not a problem or anything. It stood out to me just now. Oh my god, all the, the former seats. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. This page is so good. Oh my god. I also I appreciate that they all symbolize what they were doing in the past. Like we see the Aldinis, we see Witch Girl, but right here, this is my favorite one because it's Subaru, but it's not Subaru stealing anything. It's Subaru from his own flashback. Like when we saw him doing what he was doing back at the start, when he was just learning that stealing things and slightly improving them is the key to success. It's good. It's good. I mean, I have heard the complaints that this final arc feels very forced, very tacked on. And apart from the noir, I do think the noir were a misstep. They do feel a little too superpowery, but I think this is amazing. Like, this does feel like the planned culmination of the entire series. I could not imagine another arc after this because we are tying up the Nakiri plotline like so cleanly. And that really has been the thoroughstay of the entire series, like more so than Soma's arc. Like Soma's arc has been pretty simple, but most of it has been I want to fight people. I want to fight people. I want to be good enough to inherit the family restaurants. Also, I don't know if I brought this up last week, but minor theory. Erina wins, and then she goes up to Soma's dad and says, "Hey, the winner gets to inherit the restaurant, right? Like you said that if Soma won, he'd inherit the restaurant. Well, I want to inherit Yukihira." And then they get married. Okay, that feels a little shaky now that I've said that out loud, but I think that'd be a fun moment. All right, Soma, what are you going to make? I do appreciate that too. Like it making the dish for Erina is both more intimate and it still works. Like she's still making it for the divine tongue. If it can blow away Erina, it'll blow away Mana as well. All right, the tempura rice bowl. Okay, and he's even serving one to Erina as well. Yes, yes, yes. Like this is the big culmination of everything. This is going back to the start. He's finally going to make Erina eat this, and it's finally improved enough that, she'll finally admit this was really good. Next chapter hits June 16th. I am so into this. This has been fantastic. It's a real shame that Black Clover was so incredible, because it's going below Black Clover. But, oh boy, I just put Black Clover on twice. Sorry. Oh no! I screwed up! Sorry. Okay, so yeah, Food Wars right below Black Clover, but I do think they're both going to take off today. Like these were fantastic. I cannot understate that. I really do wish I was doing this live, but I mean, I never do these ones live specifically, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, let's move on to Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru, Chapter 5. Departure. So I don't know quite where they're going. Like, we know the series is going to go cosmic at some point. Like, we've seen outer space. But I do kind of hope that they do just stick around on the planet for a while. Like, just to get a sense of, like, hey, this is the place where he was, where he was. This was his home. If we spend, 2 volumes here, counting the chapters we already have, 2 volumes, I think that'd be fair. Or maybe just 1 volume. It depends on how they want to take it. But, I want to be able to feel that nostalgia. And he doesn't really have nostalgia. He was in one room for most of his life kind of suffering. But I guess that means you can't really have nostalgia. Even then, even if he, explores around here, it won't be nostalgia. It'll be more just hey, I'm finally exploring. I guess that would still work, though. It would still be, I have that fondness for the very first place I ever explored. My planets. I think that could work. I sense the gravity of the horse samurai from here. Okay. I mean, of course you gotta take Hayataru with you. He is your holder. So, did Hachimaru's dad have this as well? I mean, that's an obvious answer. It's just, is it possible that it just happened to be stored here on the same planet? Probably not. Probably not. I wonder if he's gonna take it then. With holders, are they plug and play? If some random samurai were to grab either the soul that Hachimaru uses or just another soul, and they were also to grab his holder, could that random samurai then use his holder as as armor? Could he override him? Is that possible? Because they are artificial, but at the same time, they clearly have a kid-pet relationship, and it would feel really heartbreaking if he were to, to have his pet stolen and used against him. Okay, the ones belonging to samurai are known as key holders. Yeah, we did hear that before. I do appreciate that the series does, it brings in new terms, it brings in jargon, and it doesn't necessarily explain it right at the very start, but it does explain it, soon enough. We heard the term key holders last chapter, but then this is the proper definition. Okay. Yeah, to a samurai, key holder is like a partner, but even more important. A key holder is a samurai's weapon, and armor, and shield, and mount. Yeah, fair. I mean, we've seen the armor and we've seen the mount. I guess we've also kind of seen the weapon, in a way. But yeah, it seems like they can just kind of, melt and turn into whatever the samurai wants. Oh, those are some funky statues. Yeah, they're both beheaded. I thought this one might have, some sort of weird, one-eyed head, but I don't think that's the case. They've just been decapitated. Oh, okay. So these are, normal holders. It seems like in this world, holders are just what would we say they are? I guess they are just kind of like summons from Naruto, except not even, less than that. It seems like they're kind of just like golems, golems / robots. Just anyone can have them. Even that delivery service used holders. So it doesn't seem like there's it doesn't seem like they're that important unless they're a key holder. Oh, okay. It seems like it was just a backward, it was a thrust that instead of cutting it, just sort of pushed it backwards. Okay. Okay, this is how a samurai fights. So he's got the handle. Is he pulling out his own soul, or is it a different one? Okay. Holy crap. In series where people are supernaturally strong, there's always the difficulty of trying to explain, okay, this character is way stronger than this one, though. And with Hachimaru, it's, it does feel a little weird because he went from being, this super, this homebody, basically. This kid who was weaker than even normal kids, to this kid who has supernatural strength, who is, a super powerful cyborg. So I think this was a good way of showing the difference between just, his body as it is, what he can naturally do, and what a trained samurai can do. Guns! Not what I expected. They're also pistols, which is weird. In samurai things, you do sometimes see, rifles and stuff. Rifles are what historically made the samurai obsolete. But you rarely see, handguns. Okay, now he's turning it into the armor. There's armor floating with him. No, they're shields. Okay. So they're kind of oh, what are those called again? Funnels, kind of, from Gundam. That's not what I was thinking of specifically, but that's the general idea. In addition to the armor, you also just have pieces that float around and can be used for offense or defense. Okay, Hayataru is still an ordinary holder. He's not yet a key holder, not until I give you a handle bone. It doesn't seem like the handle bone is, it seems like it's important, sure. You need it, clearly. But it doesn't seem like they're as important as the samurai souls. So presumably those are plug and play. As long as you have your soul, you just need to find a handle bone or buy one or whatever. I am excited to get a more concrete power system in a way. It doesn't have to be a power system, and that was a weird way of phrasing it. Rather, I just want to get some hard limits on what Hachimaru can do. And obviously he's going to grow across, over the course of the series. But I do think right now things are a bit ambiguous. We know clearly, Master Dharma is extremely powerful. We know that Hayataro is a normal holder. He's not yet a key holder. So, we haven't seen the limits of what Hachimaru could do with, armor, or with a gun, or with a sword, or whatever. I hope we establish it pretty quickly. We don't need to have, hard things of, this is precisely how powerful his cuts are. But I want to have, a general idea of where he is, so we can then see, okay, what's a threat, and where can he go from here? It's an alright chapter. So far, Samurai 8, not bad. I've been a little cold on it, but it hasn't been anything bad. I'll put it below Actage for now. So, next is Tokyo Shinobi Squad, Chapter 2. I am pretty excited about this. Though, I mean, I put it right after Samurai 8 just because I feel like these two series are, I said all I wanted to say about this before. I'm not going to repeat it. But because I think they're kind of aiming for a similar spot and jump, I'm excited to see which one ends up being better. Good color, nice aesthetics. So this is also, it's a nice way to fast track Like, this is what shinobi are. Also, this is how you become a shinobi. Like, real quick. Okay, let's see how this works. Let's see some bureaucracy. I do like this dynamic, though, where, like, Jin isn't the underdog. Like, he's really well known. He is popular. He is powerful. It's just he refuses to take a lot of jobs. Oh, boy. Okay, that's a good insult, actually. But all right. I mean, you can't stop him. That's the thing. Like, what are you gonna do? Send Shinobi after him? Oh, okay. I thought he was stealing it for a moment, but I guess he just dropped it. Okay. What happened here? That's really interesting. Like, this is your classic, redevelopment scenario, but instead of it being like, Homeowners Association or the city, it's just the Yakuza, which is so weird in its own right. Like, yeah, this is it's a super criminal area, and Japan has historically worked with the Yakuza. Like, the Yakuza have, like, government, or not government buildings, but, they have big buildings that everyone knows. Like, it's not even a, like, mob-style thing, like, oh, no, everyone knows, but it's secret. Like, no, it's just written on the buildings, hey, Yakuza, we are the Yakuza. Like, we are an established business. So, I imagine in this setting, like, they are basically the city. The work is hard and the pay is low. No one wants to do a job or cares about doing it right. And I do, yeah. Like, I like his outlook here in the sense that, like, he's not a hero. He's not trying to be a do-gooder. He just does what he wants to do. So, like, he gets some pride out of doing the right thing, but he doesn't have, like, an obligation to do the right thing. He just does what he wants to do. Yeah, okay. I mean, here I was like, yeah, he's a little gung-ho, but it's not that bad. Like, nothing he said here was that bad. But this, now, he just straight up, like, even this, like, you could have taken the extermination as just, a metaphorical thing. But no, it's literal. It's literal. He just wants to blow up some poor people. Okay, I mean, this seems also just very straightforward. I guess just kill him. Did that actually hit? Did that actually kill him? The mastery. Our Nimpo can turn us into villains and thieves. Your heart must be as strong as a sharp blade. Must be as strong as a sharp blade that acts with righteousness. So it is a bit more moral than I expected. Like, he is trying to be moral according to his own ethics. Like, it isn't just that he wants to do what he wants to do. That said, like, how does that, like, can they reform it? Can they protect it from the Yakuza? Because, like, if they have a right, I guess they don't have a right to it. I guess they were just going to come in and destroy everything and then remodel it by force. So I suppose that's fine. Oh yeah, well, that's a very atypical second chapter. As I've said a lot of times in the past, the formula for a series is, or for a new Shonen Jump series, for modern Shonen Jump, is first chapter establishes everything about the series and hooks you in. Second chapter expands on it and makes you feel like, okay, this is how the series is going to move going forward. This is why I should continue to read it. And then chapter 3 starts off the first actual multi-chapter arc. This was, like, if this was supposed to be why you should read the series, then that's pretty exciting, because this was completely a one-shot. Like, it was half, like, just, hey, this is the thing we have to live under. This is, the bureaucracy we have to deal with. And then, I don't want to do that. I just want to help people. Here's half a chapter of me beating the crap out of people. Like, if that's the appeal of the series, then it feels a little thin, but at the same time, I'm excited enough in it. It doesn't have the same appeal as Samurai 8, but honestly, I think Samurai 8's appeal is much more succinctly captured in The Last Saiyuki. In the sense that, Samurai 8 wants to be this, like, long story that, becomes something truly amazing. It wants to be like a classic shonen. The Last Saiyuki is doing that, except better and with better arts. Whereas Tokyo Shinobi Squad feels like it's trying to capture that, I mean, I said this before, like, that spirit of late game Naruto, of, like, shinobi that, do adhere to a general idea of, this is the shinobi spirit, while at the same time, it's not like modern shinobi. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean, I meant, like, classical shinobi. Like, Jin is not a classical shinobi in any sense of the term, but he is, like, he has his own ninja way, so to speak. It does seem like shinobi are closer to people with superpowers, which was also very Naruto. So, like, overall, pretty okay with it. Still not special, but it is good. So, like, if I were to rank it, which I am, I don't know why I keep on saying if I were, when you know I'm doing it. It would be above Samurai 8, but below Actage. Like, I liked it. It had a very clean, simple appeal. But it wasn't anything special, and these 3 chapters were special in their own ways. Alright, let's move on to The Last Saiyuki, Chapter 14. That's interesting, though. Like, specifically, I thought that my mother told me scary stories because she hated me. That's why I was so happy to learn she knew what I was into. Like, why was she teaching her scary stories then? Like, it wasn't to create a monster. Like, that, disease monster is already a thing. It was her disease manifested. So what was that? Was it just to make her more resistant to scary stories, perhaps? Something like that? Because it does seem like her mom was grooming her to be a warrior who uses a nyoibo. Okay, Wish Upon a Star, Part 1. I am super into Estelle. Like, she has been a really cool character. I like her magical girl thing. I like her backstory. I like the idea that she is tied to these disease monsters. Like, it's a traumatic thing that she has to get over. It's just good. Last Saiyuki is just good. I also just like this dynamic. Like, the fact that we have a main character who can do kind of everything. Like, he was brash and hot-headed in, early on, but now he is, like, much more reasonable. He feels like someone that the audience can relate to pretty easily. Whereas Estelle, for obvious reasons, she's very, like, emotionally involved in this. Of course, she would be the one who's hot-headed here, who wants to run off. Okay, she's going for it, and, like, I can't blame her for it. I think she's being dumb, but at the same time, like, if your allies are telling you that they're not going to help, and you know that people are going to die if you don't help, then I get it. I get the idea. Ooh, big brother, you told me not to hold back with you. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. That does make sense. Like, yeah, he wants to protect Kohaku, but at the same time, like, Kohaku is willing to risk it for this. So sure. I like Estelle too. That's why I want to go. We have to keep telling her, you're not alone, so don't be afraid. Just like how you said it to me. But we have some distance now. Like, assuming, we know that Estelle's faster than any of them, so she's definitely going to get there first. Hopefully they'll get there in time to protect her if anything bad goes down. Like, if a true Korori is too much for her. If it's my own biggest desire, then I can fight against anyone. But yeah, and I do like this, like, I like it specifically from her. I hope it's a thing, like, throughout the series, but I especially like it from her because it is, she has a very out there design. It's just straight up cosplay of something in universe, and yet she has to be brave. Like, she has to not let it shake her. I really respect anyone who is, like, who's willing to be themselves, who's willing to do something and to not be embarrassed by it in the slightest. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god, it's fucking enormous. Like, also, is that blood? Is that all blood? God. Like, when they said true Korori, what I assumed was something, I mean, they are eating, that might just be the blood of other Korori. Because, like, they were all going to eat each other and then fuse together. Okay, that makes sense. For a minute there, I thought that this was just, like, one. Like, they were all going to become super giants and then they were all going to eat humans. That doesn't seem like the case, though. Oh. It's not inside of me, yet it's sapping my strength. Oh, nice. I really thought that we would have, like, a lot longer with just her by herself. Also, like, we saw her like, being filled up again, just a little bit, almost. I wonder if that's going to be a thing later on. Like, not just, we've already had it set up that, yes, you can be fighting a monster, and if you get scared, a monster will spawn out of your Mo and attack you as well. Like, that's been established. But what if you could control your monster? Like, what if you could treat it like a Shikigami or something? That might be an interesting, like, way forward going, later on in the series. So I get it. Like, this is her lowest point. She's been sapped. She feels like she's dependent on others, but she has to just change it around. Like, her mom didn't die because of her. Her mom died because she wanted to help her. Like, there is a distinct difference there. In the same way, like, these two aren't here because she can't do it herself. They're there because they want to help her. So, like, what this is has been very ill-defined as of late, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a negative. Like, it is something that's intentionally ill-defined. It's this weird connection between the two of them. And it seems for the first time they can share it with Estelle as well. What will this do, though? Like, we know when Kohaku shares her mind with Ryunosuke, he gains the power to use the Nyoibo like Son Goku. Like, he has mastery over it. What will this do? Like, will it also just give her mastery, or will it give her energy? Like, it seems like what she wants to do is just straight up give her vitality, because, you can see her cheekbones. Clearly, she's been sapped of energy. But is that how that works? Like, is Kohaku also just giving her energy to Ryunosuke? Like, that never seemed like it was the case. But then again, like, it's hard to tell how much energy Kohaku has, because, like, her limbs aren't her limbs. She doesn't do a lot of, like, physical stuff. As always, like, every Last Saiyuki chapter is a delight to read. So, I think I would put that above Actage, but below Food Wars. Like, this Actage chapter was really good, though. But I think this was great, because, like, I really like Estelle, and this was a good, like, character study of Estelle. That may be a bit too much. It wasn't quite a character study, but, like, this entire arc has been, focusing on her. And this was a nice way of just hashing it out, of getting into her mind and seeing, like, once and for all, okay, we saw what other people have said about her, we know her backstory, but this is how she feels. God, I like her so much. I really hope she sticks around as, like, a ongoing main character around most of the time. Like, I want her to be, like, for each go, like, Renji, or someone who's, like, always there. Because, like, I love her aesthetic, I love her design, and her ability. Like, we don't know anything about Ling Ling, so if we see some stuff from the series, that could translate into new Nyoibo techniques, perhaps. Or, like, if there's, like, a certain finisher, she could emulate the finisher. I would be so into that. All right, so yeah, I think that's a fair ranking. Next, I guess we're going into the live stream, but I really don't think I can live stream. So we're gonna just do the live stream series normally. I think I'll leave One Punch Man for Nah, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna commit to just doing the entire thing pre-recorded then. So let's go into We Never Learn, chapter 114. The town is awash in Christmas spirits. Okay. It's that legendary Christmas in July. That was never a thing here in Canada, but I know it was a thing in the US. Like, I remember seeing Cartoon Network stuff about it. We don't have Cartoon Network, but, I used to play Cartoon Network games and stuff. I don't really know what the point of it is, but, like, I think it's a cool aesthetic of, when it's super hot, why not do some Christmas stuff to make you feel cooler? And it fits the timeline of the series really well. Like, it's so well planned out. I love it. Oh my gosh. Huh, is this going to be an ensemble chapter then? That is extremely cute. It's good for business. Like, in terms of just general appeal, I've never been attracted to Santa Claus. I know that's a weird thing to say as soon as I said it out loud, but, like, the general aesthetic of Santa has never turned me on. Even, like, getting rid of the fat thing, like, if you have, like, a buff, sexy Santa, not into that either. Like, it's too wholesome. And so the outfit has never done much to me in terms of a sexual thing. Like, I like the aesthetic of, fur-lined things. And so, like, I get that it can be attractive, but it's never done anything for me. It's on the same level as anything like, like even a maid outfit, for instance. Like, I think maid outfits are inherently very sexual. I don't think Santa suits are very sexual, though. Elves, even less so. Elves feel extremely forced a lot of the time. Okay. What in the world? Okay, I guess we're doing it. Anything to get the girls in Santa outfits. Are they going to get the other girls in here, though? Because, I mean, I feel like we've seen Sensei in a Santa outfit already. I could be wrong, but I feel like we did that last year. They look cute enough. I also do appreciate that they do have different outfits. Like, they're not the exact same thing. Of the three, like, I don't really care for the pom-poms here. Those don't really make any sense to me. I think this one's probably the cutest. Because, like, it is just a, you've got the cape thing over it, then you have basically just a one-piece skirt. That looks good. Whereas this it's more Santa-esque, but it also looks more like a bathrobe or something. It doesn't look as, like, clean. Now, Naruyuki, oh boy. I mean, I like guys who are dressed up in kigurumi or like fursuits. So I wouldn't call this sexual though. Like not inherently. It is legitimately just cute to me. Wait, did they imagine a fat one? No, okay, never mind. Okay, so yeah, that's just supposed to be Naruyuki's face. What I saw was the reindeer head, then nipples, and then like a belly button. I didn't realize this was supposed to be Naruyuki's head. Okay, I might be a little turned on by this. I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty big Freudian slip. Or is it a Freudian slip if it's something visual? Okay, I mean, he does know how to do housework. Maybe he's gonna fix them, or maybe they'll make enough money to like get new ones, perhaps. That would be cool. Like if these are kind of shabby, and then at the very end we see like really crisp, brand new ones. Yeah. Okay, I did remember. Yeah, we did do this before. It's become a yearly tradition. There is something very comfy about that though. Like a series that is like, that goes over multiple years and they do the same things kind of over and over again. As opposed to most series which will have like, the one Halloween thing, the one Christmas thing. It's not necessarily bad, but I do like the traditional feel of it. That is so, yeah, I guess that was the first time they met. This does feel a little like we're reaching not that we're reaching the end, but it has that nostalgic thing of like, we're talking about the series as a whole. We're talking about the first couple chapters. That does feel really weird. Also, never mind. This wasn't the first chapter. I just remembered. This would have been the first time they ever got a tutor. Like they had multiple before they hit Naruyuki. So never mind. I jumped to that a little too quickly. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Oh boy. That's a very tight skirt. Like, is that how skirts work? First of all, Taishi Susui, adorable children. The children in We Never Learn are always extremely adorable and extremely precious all the time. But oh boy, your clothing's coming totally unraveled. Oh no. Now, I see the appeal of this though. Like again, not specifically a Santa suit being unraveled, but like just an outfit in general being unraveled. That is pretty sexy. Oh, okay. So they have like some deep sentimental value then. So you can't just go out and buy new ones. Oh, wait a minute. Because these are all, Rizu-chan Karata. Rizu-chan's Game of Life. Did her grandma make all these board games for her? Like, is that why she's so obsessed with board games? That's really cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, like, that is so cool. I would love to do something like that. Like, I know you can, like, go place, like, I have a bunch of, like, print and play games. So I know that you can go out to, like, Staples or whatever and buy some, like, card stock and just print out cards and stuff. But I've never done that before. I kind of want to. I think it would be really cool to have, like, your own personal deck of cards or your own personal version of a certain board game. Okay, is she gonna make a move? Nope, it's that good old bait and switch. This panel layout's pretty great too. Like, it's completely unnecessary, but it does make it feel funnier. Because you get the reaction, and then separately, you get the books. Like, it did take me, like, half a second longer to notice the books because of the separation. Oh god, you, when did you start pulling Komanami gags? Are you trying to be best girl? I can't get over that. Like, she is intruding on Komanami's territory. The funny, actually good character moments are supposed to be Komanami exclusive. What are you doing? Hey, Sekijo's here. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a little while since we've seen Sekijo. I am still rooting in the back of my heart for, the Ogata Sekijo ship. Like, I don't think it's gonna be confirmed. Definitely not. But I think, like, we'll get a scene of Naruyuki with, someone else, hopefully Komanami. And then at the end of the series, I want to see Ogata and Sekijo just holding hands. That'd be enough for me. That's all I want. I know we're not going to get real development with them, but I want Sekijou to have a happy life. Okay. So, she lives in the opposite direction, but I guess she probably walks by Ogata Udon every day just, to see if Ogata's there. So she went out, she bought a Santa costume herself. Oh my god, it says Rizu on it. Oh my god. She's going above and beyond. That's amazing. That is actually amazing. I saw a thing recently breaking down like how many chapters each girl has, and Sekijou was on that. And that feels so weird to me because I don't think of Sekijou as being a girl or like a love interest. She's had exclusive chapters, but like clearly she's in this for Ogata. So I really do want her to get with Ogata. That's all I want. Okay. But I don't like myself. Okay, this is interesting. Like, I mean, first of all, big mood. Like, not big mood right now. I've definitely grown to appreciate myself a bit more, but especially in high school, I was definitely like this. Like, I do have this weird magnetism where people are drawn to me sometimes, and I never understood it because I didn't like myself. I wonder what she means by that, though. Like, she's never seemed particularly depressive. She could be. It's completely possible we'll go that route, but we never learns a bit fluffier than that. Like, even the scary, like, is Furahashi's dad abusing her arc? Like, that ended up being much fluffier than anticipated. So I'm excited to see where this Ogata thing goes. Maybe it's going to be serious? I don't feel like it is, though. It's probably going to be something more along the lines of, I'm not content with myself. It's probably going to tie into her grandma and the board games. Maybe she has imposter syndrome. Like maybe she doesn't understand why it is that people like her. Like she has always had this air of, being a little too logical, being like a little tiny bit, Aspergery. So maybe that's what this is going to be. Like it's also Christmas. So maybe this is going to be the learn to love yourself arc, or the Rizu, this is why people like you arc, or something to that extent. Good chapter. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was funny. I thought that the ending was interesting. I'm excited that we're getting an Ogata arc, that's for sure. I guess this goes, I want to say above Last Saiyuki, below Food Wars, but I don't know if Food Wars was that good. It was a really good chapter of Food Wars, though. In terms of sheer enjoyment, I think I enjoyed Food Wars more. So maybe we'll put it there. I think that works. The Last Saiyuki was good, but it wasn't quite as fun as this. Like, it was also kind of restating things a bit. Like, as much as I love, the character we're focusing on right now, the Last Saiyuki, this entire arc has been about her, and this felt a little like they were restating things for a couple of chapters, or like for a couple of pages, which is fine. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as this, where this was also kind of doing something we did before, but in a fresh light. It was using the fact that we did before to its advantage to make it hit harder. All right, that's We Never Learn. Next is Chainsaw Man, Chapter 25. Ghost Snake Chainsaw. So, we know she's contracted to the Ghost Devil. Snake, we have not seen thus far. Chainsaw, pretty obvious. Now, how do these all relate? Who knows? I don't remember what flowers these are supposed to be either. Like, I mean, I can't tell just by looking. Even if they were in color, I probably wouldn't be able to tell either. I did a whole thing where I learned what each flower means, but I lost that pretty quickly. I hope those don't mean death. Okay, the Devil Hunter's suits are sturdy. So like he wasn't stabbed all the way through, but he is bleeding, clearly. Oh jeez. So yeah, Power does not want to move. She doesn't understand what's going on. She's not going to risk her life. Ghost Devil refuses. I guess that's it. Okay, Ghost, I'll give you all of me, so let me use all of you. Holy shit, she's going for it. Aki can cry. Devil hunters get so used to the deaths of those close to them that they stop crying, but Aki's quick to cry. Even when newbies he'd been babysitting died, he'd cry in secret. That made him interesting. Having someone care for enough for you to cry. Oh my god. Is she going to die? I think she's legitimately going to die here. Like, it's not... Like, Chainsaw Man really does feel like a series where literally any character can die. So I don't feel like there's plot armor around it. Like, the only person I feel like, we've seen die, quote unquote, but I'm certain they're still alive, is Miss Makima. And even her, like, if it turns out she's dead, I wouldn't be that surprised. I just feel like, because she's been built up so much, I want to see more of her, but she might be dead. In the same way, oh boy. I do really love this, by the way. Like, the idea that if you're contracted with the devil, you do have a super move you could use at any time. I guess it depends on the power of your devil, though. Like, if your devil, I assume they usually choose like super overpowered devils, so so a small sacrifice is still really, dangerous or really powerful. Because when I die, I want you to cry. Okay, so she's contracted to the snake. So we saw the ghost, now we're seeing the snake. Whoa. Okay, so the snake, first of all, that's a fucking insane design. Holy crap. That is so cool. Oh, is that supposed to be a mouth at the very end? Or are those like clasped fingers? I think that's supposed to be a mouth. But then the rest of these are clearly arms. Oh my god. Jeez. Like, imagine that. Imagine sacrificing everything in order to, protect the person that you care about, and then it doesn't matter at all. The devil you had do it just immediately got eaten in one bite. That also does confirm that, like, it's not like she's actually, never mind. That doesn't confirm anything. We didn't see her sacrifice anything yet. That's the big question. Target's chainsaw's heart. We don't need to pursue. Oh, and with the last of her strength, she's gonna pull the ripcord. Okay. Don't damage his heart. Again, it seems like Pochita's heart is going to be extremely important. I mean, it has been extremely important up till now, but it seems like everyone wants it. And this girl has not paid anything so far. That's the big thing. Like, I was about to say, she's nothing special. She operates on the same rules as everyone else. Like, she clearly has a contract with the snake, but we don't know that. She just called upon the snake and then said return. But it doesn't seem like she used anything up. If anything, her eyes were like that before, right? Yeah, they were. So it's not even... She might be a fiend. That's a possibility. Though a lot of people have weird eyes. Like, what could she be? Like, if she's not a normal person, then what could it be? Like, clearly she works for the Gun Devil. So maybe it's something where, like, you can either, like, sacrifice some of yourself to a devil, or you can feed parts of the Gun Devil to it. That might be it. So, like, instead of having to sacrifice anything of herself, she has, like, a set amount of Gun Devil bullet parts that she can use, or something. Well, I love me some bad guys, because nobody's gonna complain when I murderize them. All right, chainsaw versus non-specific knife, blade, sharp objects devil. Let's go. Like, god damn, what a chapter. God, I forgot Vomit Kiss's name already. All I can remember now is the Vomit Kiss. But yeah, it looks like she's dead. She's dead, and it was for basically nothing. I mean, to her, it wasn't nothing. Like, she didn't realize that she was, that the ghost devil was going to be eaten. And, like, I do appreciate that. I appreciate that she was willing to sacrifice herself. That clearly, Aki means a lot to her. More than we knew he meant a lot to her already. But we know it's so much more. God damn. I mean, this is gonna light a fire under his ass. I don't, like, I'm not gonna say that Aki can't die now, but I feel like he's gonna survive for at least another arc or two. Because, like, he's got that weight on his shoulders now. He is driven. And I think it actually would be really cool to have, a bit more time with him, to have Denji and Aki, like, become friends even, maybe, perhaps, before Aki dies. Ah, what a good chapter. Like, there's not a whole lot I want to analyze here. If I were doing a live stream, I feel like people would be able to tell me, like, hey, this is the thing you should be focusing on. But overall, really fantastic chapter. Like, no doubt about it. Chainsaw Man goes... it wasn't quite as good as Black Clover. I think it was better than Food Wars, though. Like, this was a big climactic, like, wrapping up the series chapter of Food Wars. But I think this chapter of Chainsaw Man was more hype than it. So, yeah. God. Chainsaw Man is just good. It is just good. It's so easy to recommend to people because, like, as long as you know that they're okay with crude things and with violence, like, I mean, if you want crude and you want violence, Chainsaw Man. But on top of that, like, oh, the arts. I love it. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, well, that's Chainsaw Man. Let's move right along to One Punch Man, Chapter 96. This is the one that I think people are going to be upset about me not streaming because, you know, I've been doing live streams pretty consistently for it, but can't do it now. So we've got not Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai is on the hero side. I don't know if we got a name for this guy. We probably did last chapter and I forgot it. Okay, I think I remember these guys from the webcomic. Maybe? I do like this, like, asymmetrical warfare where we've got we've got someone who works entirely on gadgets and on, like, clever little things versus someone who's just absurdly powerful. I don't remember this fight at all in the webcomic. Not sure if this is gonna work. Oh my god, that's a sexy design. Oh my god. Like, these three, I think they are still very pleasing. I'd rate those like a 6 out of 10. But then this is like a 9. Like, legitimately. That's not a goof. I think the abdomen really attractive, legs really attractive, arms, oh boy. And, like, I do have a thing for, like, animals with multiple heads. I think something about that is really exciting. Like, because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, it's not like one person with a split personality, which is just terrifying. It's more like it's multiple people, but they're all constrained. Like, they, you know, one person can be doing something with their mouth, the other can be talking to you. It's just like, God, multiple heads is the coolest thing. Underdog Cerberus. Or Mad Underdog Cerberus. I feel like that was in the webcomic. This feels very one. Or, like, not just very one. It feels like I've seen this before. I feel like that. Come on. Right? Right? It also has this very vague, like, undead vibe. Like, the undead from Kamen Rider Blade. Because they are very much bondage furries, and this is a bondage furry. It's really surprising, actually, because these guys look more like, if anything, they kind of have the Saiyan armor, you know, / the Frieza Force armor from Dragon Ball in a way, sort of. But whereas this is just straight up bondage furry. Okay. Oh my god, that is so cool! That is actually dope as heck. Pencil missiles. I'm just glad they're not more recorders. Was not a fan of the recorders for everything. Oh, bird lime. What is that? Like, is it like lime in the sense that it's acidic, or it looks sticky rather than acidic? But yeah, fair. Victory isn't important. It's also really weird to see this piece of garbage, like, actually trying to be empathetic. It's weird. Oh, okay, I see. Papa says heroes live off everyone else's dough, so they should work hard. Okay, so that's what he meant. It wasn't like, you should be there because that's the right thing to do. It's more just, you're a hero, you should be working. God damn. Holy crap, child ham for her. Oh, Phoenix Man. I believe someone did say Phoenix Man was in a webcomic. Don't remember him. But if he was there, I thought, like, most of the named generals did get, like, cool moments. Okay, Donkey Bird was stupid and always died. He'd fly into power lines, get grilled and skewered, but he was so thick-headed, he'd return the next episode like nothing happens. Okay, so that's how he went, you know, so that's why he doesn't really look like a phoenix, but he is a phoenix, like, he keeps on resurrecting. That's a really neat concept. Like, the Last Saiyuki is not really necessarily doing that, but, like, I do like that general concept of being based on a pre-existing thing, a thing that is, like, you know, in pop culture, and then gaining those abilities, just because they do exist there. Like, something about that is extremely appealing to me. Overcoming a hellish brush with death is the secret to explosive growth. So this is going to be the legit Phoenix Man design. Threat level dragon, resurrected Phoenix Man. That is highly, highly dope. I mean, again, don't recognize this in the slightest from the webcomic, so if this wasn't the webcomic, I don't know. Don't recognize it. What's that shield supposed to be? I mean, did we see it before? I don't think we did. That's the like, recorder like, lightsaber. I don't think we saw that before. God, this is so cool. Oh my god. Oh, that's gorgeous. By the way, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments if this is the like. Actually, no. I remember seeing on Donut's Discord that this chapter is apparently like an older version. Like it's not the most recent version. It's on Murata's final cuts. So I like depending on what Viz does. If another chapter comes out and they haven't changed this one at all, I'll probably go find the fan scans and see the art for the like the real chapter 96. I was gonna ask, like, is this like last chapter? But I just realized I never read this one. Like, whenever people talk about stuff on the Discord, I always assume, like, okay, so that's something I've already read because of Donut's rules. But I guess that's not the case. Like, this is the one that people were talking about. Sorry, weird tangents. In any case, like, the reason I brought that up is because this looks gorgeous. And I was about to say, like, there's no way this was redrawn. Like this must be the final version. There's no way Murata looked at this and then said, nah, this is bad. So if this version is in the like properly done version, let me know. Because if this was redrawn, I'd have to ask Murata, like, dude, what are you doing? This is good enough. Oh, jeez, it just crumpled. This feeling of omnipotence makes everything appear to glow. Okay. I mean, obviously, we're hyping him out because he's gonna die very easily, but still. I am real hype. Like, I like bird designs in general. I think any hero or any villain that has a bird design tends to be very cool. Like there's something inherently regal about them. And then you also have sort of the dinosaur appeal, the scavenger appeal, the noble like soaring beast appeal. There's a lot there to dig into. Okay. This wasn't supposed to happen, but now I guess I'll have to use my ultimate weapon. So all right, what is this? I 100% don't remember this. I mean, I assume it's got to be a giant robot. If we're going to go all the way, then it's going to be a giant robot he doesn't get into too. It's going to be like fuck, what is the name? You know, like a Tetsujin 28 sort scenario where there's this big split in mecha series where the really early ones never had a piloted mecha. They were always, the mecha exists, but it's a giant robot, and then like the kid controls it, or it's his friend, or something to that extent. And like to a lesser extent, you have things like Babel 2, where you know he had like pets that were robot animals, and they would obey his commands. But it wasn't until I want to say it wasn't Giant Robo, was it? But there was this like definitive breaking point where we went from like robots that are being controlled that someone gives commands to one where the kid actually gets into the giant robots. I'm curious to see which one we're going with here. Because like for modern appeal, I'd assume that Child Emperor would get into it, but if we're gonna go all the way with like classic references, then I'd expect it to be something where he doesn't get into it. Because that also fits his character design. Or like the way he works. Because he had, Cerberus, for instance. He has other things fight for him. He rarely ever, like, gets his own hands dirty. Okay, oh boy. Here I come. It looks like he's in a cockpit, so I guess he's in it. Oh man, I was really hoping we'd see them combine, though. Maybe that's what Murata changed, actually. Like, maybe he did flesh out how the robots combine. Because like if you're not gonna do a combining if you're doing a combining robots, then you should show them combining. Otherwise, it's just a robot. Why didn't it just come by itself? Oh, and we're even doing the classic Evangelion countdown. So I assume he has like 3 minutes worth of energy, and it took like almost half a minute for them just to get here. Okay, again, excited. I assume that Resurrected Phoenix Man is going to tear this thing apart. And then Child Emperor is either going to be defeated or he's going to pull something else out. Like, so far, these one-on-one fights have resulted in the heroes winning, so I think he might have, like, one final little trick there. But I wouldn't be against someone else stepping in. That'd be cool. Like, it would definitely tone down Child Emperor's ego a little bit. Alright, next chapter hits June 19th, not that far away. So let's move on. Good chapter of One Punch Man. I almost forgot to rank it. It was pretty good. It would be, like, it's above average for a One Punch Man chapter for me personally. because I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of fighting. Like, I do like fighting, but I actually really appreciate it when you do have, like, a relatively quick fight, or one that's, that happens in a short burst. And One Punch Man's appeal is the polar opposite of that, which is a weird fit. Like, the fact that I enjoy One Punch Man must feel very strange then. I would say that it was on the same level as We Never Learn. Maybe Last Saiyuki, actually. Because The Last Saiyuki, good. Really liked it. Don't think I liked this chapter as much as I liked Last Saiyuki. Did I like it as much as Act Dodge? I guess I'll put it above The Last Saiyuki for now. That's a bit tentative. It could go below. Because, like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it... I'll keep it there. Because the more I think about the Last Saiyuki chapter, the more I realize, like, I liked everything in it, but there wasn't a lot of substance there. It was mostly restating something that I really liked. So I'd much rather have way more content of something that is new and that is good than something that is restating something I just happen to already like. Anyways, that's One Punch Man. Next is One Piece, chapter 945. So this is the cover. This is the thing that not even Luffy, but the this frog was holding. Which also, what was the frog holding? Like, canonically, does it just have the poster stamped onto its hands? Or is that supposed to be like a book? Like, what's going on? That said, this is gorgeous. Oh my god. No girl from Phantom, which is interesting. I assume this is the main villain. I know basically nothing about it. Like, I know Buggy is there, because that also, like, he was there for Phantom. Is that Lucci? Lucci got thick! Jeez! What a thick boy! I mean, even transformations aside, that feels way thicker than usual. Anyways, it looks good. I'm really excited for Stampede. Like, I'm really excited to have a One Piece movie that is not written by Oda, because, like, as much as I've been liking the Oda ones, I don't really find that, like, they're good, but they don't need to be written by Oda. Like, they don't need to have characters that are canon to One Piece, but the movie wasn't canon. It's weird. It's not bad necessarily. I think it's interesting, but I would much rather have a fully non-canon movie that can do literally anything than a movie that is, that has, the backstory for a character that is canon, but we'll never see it mentioned because the Straw Hats never really met them, and they probably won't meet them in the series because it would be real weird if they met again. And then the anime has them acting as if they've never met, when other people who've seen the movies would be like, wait, but I thought they met in the movie. I'd much rather just have something that's a full-on, let's do something crazy with One Piece and with the world of One Piece. Like, even then, like, with the film Z, for instance, like, the Dynastones are canon, I believe. Like, they exist. It's just no one's ever going to use them canonically, because a thing that lets you destroy the entire Grand Line in the New World is pretty insane. Also, I've seen, I haven't seen the trailers. I've seen a little bit of art from it, and I've seen people talk about the trailer. So I know that it looks kind of like Dragon Ball Z Broly, and that was fantastic. So, like, I doubt it's going to be that good. I doubt most, like, Shonen Jump-esque movies could be as good as Broly, but if they're gonna stick to that art style and that, like, method of making things super action-packed, like, I'd be into it. Okay, oh boy. Chapter 945, Olin, I skimmed right over that. Olin, oh boy, we are gonna see Big Mom. I mean, it's been telegraphed for a while, so I hope we skim, I hope she just shows up, like, halfway through the chapter. We get the big reveal of, hey, look, it's Big Mom. She's gonna fight Queen. Like, we know it's coming. Why wait? I want to see it happen. I want to see it actually go down. I mean, Kyoshiro's really, really hyped so far. There's definitely a lot to him. I don't think we're going to get a lot of the actual explanation about him until, like, the last quarter of the arc, but so far, I mean, he seems extremely competent. Okay, we got the ninjas coming in. I love that even the gunshots are just ba-bang sounds. Or actually, no. Because it is going blam, blam, blam. So the bing, bing, bing is, I guess that's her saying it? Or no, that must just be like a sound effect coming from it. Like before it starts shooting. Or actually, maybe it's supposed to be like each bing is a gunshot. So like you can still hear the blams, but they're supposed to be covered up by the bings, maybe. Oh, are you Soba Mask? Oh, this is so wild. I was really hoping to see this girl do cool stuff because she has such a different design from all the other ninja. And she might still, but for now it seems like she's not doing much. Oh, okay. So they're going to be tails. Right. Only fool will place all the hostages where you can see them. Oh, that's playing dirty. Like, we don't know the full extent of his abilities, but assuming it is exactly what we've seen, like, he can make a link to someone using his dolls, and then any damage you do to him is done to them, and there's no way to break it or to stop it unless he himself stops it. Like, that's pretty unbeatable. I mean, it's unbeatable if you care about the people being controlled. If it's just him using his own crew, then it doesn't matter at all. But in a situation like this, in a hostage situation, he's unbeatable. God damn. It's a powerful move. Oh, okay. Nice. Zoro coming in. Gotta cockblock Sanji. Oh, boy. Sanji, you're getting married. I mean, you are married, I believe, right? They are, like, the marriage went through, right? Either way, what are you doing? So I do appreciate this. Like, they act as if they're noble. I'm glad the Dogstorm is willing to be actually noble and say, like, hey, I'm sorry that they torched your hideouts. Like, that's real bad. I know we were the ones who made it happen. We're gonna cop to that. We're sorry. I got something to show you. So it's either going to be like, hey, look at this. This is why I can't help. Or it's going to be something like, hey, I was planning this thing all along. You guys fucked it up. Oh boy, I just saw a glimpse. I know it's happening. It's happening. What other hag could destroy the steel gates, though? It has to be Big Mom. It's time. Come on, Luffy, jump up and yell, will you join our crew? I mean, obviously, he doesn't know she has amnesia, so there's no way he would do that. Damn it. Just a normal reaction. I mean, a normal One Piece reaction, which is pretty not normal. I smell the scent of Oshiruko. Sure hope he does. I really, really hope she doesn't just eat Luffy. That's a very real possibility. How was there Oshiruko inside? That was a complete bluff. Oh, okay. We haven't seen Queen's Devil Fruit. Like, we know he has one. Or, I don't think we even knew he had one. It's just, it's expected because he's one of the big boys. One of the calamities. What's he turning into? Also, what is this? I swear he was not using this gauntlet before. Okay. Also, I do like that it's not a misunderstanding. Like, he's looking at Big Mom. He recognizes her as Big Mom, and his first thought is, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. Yeah, fighting with Big Mom over food can have disastrous consequences. You're gonna get eaten. Also, it looks like he's some sort of dinosaur for sure, which makes sense. We have plenty of Oshiruko, but it's all mine. You won't get a drop of it, old hag. Okay, so he doesn't know that the Oshiruko's gone, so neither of them know about it. Gonna say, not my favorite. I was really hoping he would have a Devil Fruit that was thicker. Like, this part I think is still supposed to be bulbous. Like, he's got the big thighs. I assume if we see it from the side, it's going to look a lot thicker, but this doesn't, it's not the greatest. Like, I can't think of any round dinosaurs. That's probably a bit, asking for a bit too much, but I was hoping for, like, a chubby T-Rex or something. Like, I don't know, like something with, like, Barney the dinosaur proportions or something, but, scary. This is cool in its own right, but it doesn't seem to fit him very well, especially, because he's the plague. Like, what does this have to do with the plague? Holy shit. Oh my god. Did she just flip Queen? Or, I don't think she flipped. I'm pretty sure she just, like, grabbed his head and smashed it into the ground. Holy crap. Oh my god. Big Mom. Or I guess I should be calling her Olin right now, but Jesus Christ. It is what I expected, though. I said on the podcast, like, if she were to fight Queen, there's no way Queen would even stand a ghost of a chance. Like, she is so absurdly powerful. Keep in mind, the Sunny is made out of Atomwood, the indestructible Atomwood, the stuff that is, like, literally not possible to damage, and she tore it apart casually while looking for cake. Like, she is an absolute monster. She killed granted, he was old, but just by fucking around, she killed an ancient, a super old, super important giant when she was like 8 years old or something. Like, Big Mom is absurd. The scary part is really just how, she doesn't know what Oshiruko is. I guess they may have explained it to her, though. Because, like, her rampage won't end until she gets Oshiruko. And Luffy ate all of it. So all I can assume is that maybe they have a stash left aside for, for Queen. Queen's gonna be unconscious, and then some of his subordinates are gonna come in with the Oshiruko, and that'll be enough to satisfy Big Mom. That would be cool. Oh, man. Next chapter hits June 23rd, so I think this is our 1 week hiatus, as usual. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, good. Let's move right along. Next is The Promised Neverland, chapter 137. I know it kind of just, skimmed by One Piece there, but there's not a whole lot I want to say. I said everything. I'm much more interested in The Promised Neverland. Okay, so we're skipping a little back, just a tiny bit. Emma hasn't jumped out of the dresser yet. Chapter 137, Conversion. Okay, there we are. I think I got it. Okay, so she slapped him and he immediately de-aged. The 7 walls of space-time, this place is unstable, and the key is in our heads. Okay, what does that mean? Sure. Everything's connected by scenes we know. This place is linked to our minds. Right. Consciousness is intervening, but that means our conscious minds can interfere with this place. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, so that's why it's always been different places. Like, it's because they've been jumping from place to place. Like, they're trying to figure out a pattern, but it's not about that. Like, you can't try to figure out a pattern. It's all being pulled from your brain, though. So, like, if you know that, then you can move things around, maybe. I was able to do it earlier. When I seriously thought about turning back time, it became smaller, even though I couldn't stop it. Okay, so that's what was happening. Like, it wasn't completely random. Oh my god, that is actually really smart. Like, I thought this was, I think everyone assumed this was Gargablark fucking with them, but that's the exact opposite. They were fucking with themselves. That's why. It's not that Gargablark sent them to the desert. It's because Ray was focusing on the riddle. The riddle mentioned a desert, and then he ended up here. But, like, there's still stuff from their, from their lives scattered around here, because, like, he's just thinking of a generic desert, like just a desert from, like, a story or something. When I got younger or older, each time my clothes and equipment were different. Okay, I didn't even notice that. Oh my god, but that also means that if anyone was pointing that out and saying, like, hey, it's an art error. Nope, not an art error. That was canon. Holy crap. Okay, this place has a true form, and that'll emerge when we stop and rewind time. So, I assume they're going to start at Norman's base, and then, like, mentally go backwards, like, throughout the series until they get back to Gracefields. When we were younger, we didn't think of what was impossible, or consider there was anything we couldn't do. Remember the sensation back then. We can do it. Believe, from the bottom of my heart, without any trace of doubt. Stop and rewind. What is that? Like, is that just his cloak? Yeah, it is. I thought for a minute that was supposed to be, like, the spirit of Gargablark or something. Oh, but they're so cute now. Okay, we're going. We're making it. We've got the sun and the moon. I don't think we have 7 walls. We have all the pinwheels and stuff flowing up. I think the sun and the moon are really the only, like, things from the riddle here. I mean, there's also the desert, I guess. By the way, I've been rewatching the anime for The Promised Neverland because, reactors. A lot of reactors seem to they want to do it, like, right now for some reason, and it is incredible. Like, it has its flaws. I hate all the new stuff with Crone. I hate that the characters do just, like, say their monologues out loud. It feels real weird. But the direction's real good. The sound design, fantastic. And Emma is adorable in it. So if you haven't seen the anime, I don't know why you wouldn't have, but do check it out. Like, it's not the best, but it's pretty great. Okay, so they started here. Then we transition over to, this is the forests. Now it's just the moon. I don't see anything else from the riddle specifically. God, that's really cool too. Like, Black Clover recently did a thing like this, like a 2-page spread, and then right afterwards another 2-page spread that is extremely similar to the point where, like, You can do it by, by flipping open a page, but I think it works better digitally. Like, I thought that worked better digitally. I think this works better digitally as well. Like, the transition from the sun to the moon. Oh my god, that's so cool. Also, Postcut, you're amazing. Jeez. It's art. But okay, could this be the cube with Tenri on each side? So, like, you can go in any direction Tenri. Oh boy. Oh boy, what is he saying here? That means consciousness is also energy. Before getting there, was that door next higher dimensional world? It's not possible. That part. Okay. We've got the double split experiment. I'm not sure what the double slit experiment has to do with this. That's the experiment you can use to determine that light is both a wave and a particle at the same time. Law of attraction. Watch grades. What happens? I thought it was a theory. 5 senses. Okay, so it's basically just meant to be technobabble. Like, he's not going anywhere specifically with that. Could Gargablarg be? I assume what he's going at here would be something like, is Gargablarg inside us all? Like, no, like, legitimately, is Gargablarg some sort of, like, being of the collective unconscious? Like, is he a god in the sense that he is, the collected minds of humanity and the demons or something like that? Okay, so we have a Tesseract here. Very, very famous 4-dimensional shape. And then inside of it is a hole. Oh my god, that's a good transition. Like, for a minute there, like, I saw the bangs. I thought for a moment that, like, wormholes were opening up and they were going to shoot the guys here. But, okay. There'll be better additions than expected. Yeah, alright. So they're doing it. What about that thing? Can we use it? I think we'll make it in time. We should move to. They're doing it. They are going in. Oh, and we even have, like its entire army of test subjects, of maybe Norman clones. Because we know Adam's really damn powerful, and if he has basically an army of Adams on top of Gillen's group and on top of, his main generals, like, that's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. I'm surprised they have horses, though. Like, we haven't seen many, like, human world, quote-unquote, animals out in the wild, but we haven't seen a lot of the wild, too, to be fair. Like, it's mostly been demon-y stuff. So I would like to see, like, in an art book or just, like, in an omake or something, I'd like to see what the demon world is generally. Like, what kind of animals are out there? Like, we know cats exist, but are they just, like, wild? Are they just out there? Do people buy them as pets? Also, what is that? What is that thing? Good chapter. It was, I don't know, it's a little obvious. I mean, not obvious. I did not guess this, to be fair, but, like, it's one of those classic things of, what if this is all within our minds? Okay, sorry about that. I was basically done with this, so let's just move on. Good chapter. Did I rank it, actually? Did I? No, I didn't. Did I do One Piece? I guess I didn't. Sorry about that. I was on a bit of a time crunch. I think I was, like, accidentally speeding things up more so than usual. One Piece was pretty alright. It was, I mean, it's One Piece. Definitely in the middle. I'd say below Actage. But, like, the big reveal of Big Mom was really exciting. So, I don't know. I feel like this Actage chapter was really good. Like, I don't want to keep pushing it down. And then the Promised Neverland, really good. Like, I'm glad we finally, like, it's classic Promised Neverland. The mechanics of it are, trippier than usual, as is fitting of this arc. But this is, it's a big Promised Neverland thing to have a chapter where we just, we tie it all back in. Everyone kind of knew vaguely, like, oh, it's probably some, like, crazy mind stuff. We did, actually, I just realized, by the way, if you look at this, it's like a holodeck from Star Trek. Which makes sense because every time we saw, well, not every time, but occasionally we would see things like glitch out in the house or in Goldie Ponds or, wherever they happen to be. So it makes sense that it's all simulated somehow. It seems to be digital in some weird way. And like we don't quite know how this works, so maybe it's digital. Like maybe Gargablarg is using technology or something. Who knows? Anyways, good chapter. I will put that. Uh, I'd say probably below One Punch Man, but above the Last Saiyuki. All right. Now I guess we'll just move on. All right. Final reaction is My Hero Academia, chapter 231. If I remember, please, 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 future me, just cut out the entire back segment where I kept on spoiling other Weekly Shonen Jump things while trying to talk about Dr. Stone. All right, we've got our big boy, Gigantomachia, zooming over. I guess the big question here is going to be, like, is he going to be teleported over? Or is he legitimately that fast that he can, like, run all the way to the city in, like, minutes when it's like a 90-hour walk or however long it was? It wasn't 90 hours, but it was a long time. Meanwhile, in Osaka, okay. Okay. Ooh, Best Genius missing. I really hope Best Genius okay. I mean, it is concerning because, like, specifically that they haven't heard from him. If it was just he's still in the hospital, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, Kamino was big. He got a hole punched in him, sure. But because he's missing, I sure hope we don't get a big reveal of, oh, by the way, uh, the biggest member of the the Liberation Army, Best Genist. That would actually be a pretty cool reveal, though. Like, if Best Jeans shows up, and instead of using jeans, or, like, normal jeans, he's decked out in Detonaught jeans. Okay. I assume this is Dobby. It might be Best Jeanists, but I assume it's Dobby. Okay, so it is Dobby. Take someone out. Someone other than number one. Oh, okay, it's a setup then. Like, it's not that Best Genius is hurt. It's that he specifically probably just asked Best Genius, like, hey, I'm doing an undercover thing. Are you willing to pretend to die? Or are you willing to just disappear without telling anyone about what's going on? Oh, her quirk can't help recover what has been lost altogether. Okay, so, like, one of his lungs completely annihilated, you can't stitch it back together. Whereas, like, as long as all the muscle fibers are there, even if your arm's completely broken, if all the pieces are still there, I guess you can still fix it. That's too bad. Yeah, okay, so we don't get to see it, but it's very clear. Obviously, he didn't kill Best Jeanist. He said, that's too bad, because I need to call in a favor. Or, that's too bad, because you're gonna need to stay out of the spotlight for a bit. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I like this. I like that Shigaraki isn't even saying this in, like, a cowardly sense like he did at the very first time they invaded UA. It's more of just a, hey, like, Spinner, you think we messed up here? You think? Okay. I mean, we've gotten most of the focus already. We haven't gotten Mr. Compress or Spinner. I think we've touched on everyone else at this point. So I actually do expect Compress to get something before Spinner. Like, because Spinner was the one who started narrating this whole My Hero Villain Academia thing, I feel like we're going to get this big reveal. Or not a big reveal, like, not in the sense that it's a secret to Shigaraki, but in the sense that, like, for the first time, we see Spinner's quirk, and it's super cool. Oh, boy. Oh, is it just me, or are my doubles vanishing quicker? So maybe he has, like, a stamina thing to it. Like, he hasn't had to use it before like this, because he's just, he hasn't. And, I mean, especially, this, like, making an army of himself. He's never done that. Even when he was committing crimes and stuff, he still had, like, a small army of himself, but not, like, a legit army. So, I mean, bad time to learn that he has chakra or whatever. Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Like, I love that Shigaraki hasn't, like, done a complete 180. He's still himself, but he's gotten so much nicer. Yeah, because, like, realistically, they have the entire city as well. So even if they kill off Redestro, like, Gigantomachia is still going to show up. He's still going to wreck the place. It should be fine. Like, all the civilians are going to probably really attack him to actually protect themselves. So fine. Yeah, I guess Twice can handle it by himself. All right, you gotta save the ship. I'm very much into Twice X Giron now. I mean, it's a weird ship. I don't know if you can make it look cute, but I'd be willing to try. Oh yeah, the politician. Hmm. Now here's the thing, like, is this just, like, is it just his personal charisma? Because that could be the case. Or is he using a quirk? Like, does he have something like, oh, what was her name? Uh, you know, oh boy, small girl. Like, does he have a power where he passively buffs people? Because these people do seem vaguely like superhuman in general. Like, not just in terms of their quirks, but like specifically, I'm thinking about when they attacked Shigaraki and they literally like climbed onto each other, made this like giant wave of humans. Like, humans in My Hero are a little bit superhuman, just generally. That's just how it works. Like, that's, it's the Marvel DC thing of a random human being can just be extremely powerful, or they can take big hits and still be fine. But like, this feels like a little too much. Okay, I can't let them wear down Shigaraki anymore. What I gotta do is, does Spinner have a crowd control ability? Like, the only hint we really have towards his ability is the giant sword made of like a bunch of other swords taped together that he had once that he's never used again. I mean, he does have a katana with him too, so could he have some sort of like magnetism, or I mean, that would step on Magne back when they were, back when like they were, a full group. That would feel weird. But maybe something like gravity, or something where it's just he connects things. All right. The dumb cult leader trying to ruin the one place I finally belong to. This nose is so gorgeous. Oof. Like, that's Akagi level. That's honestly probably beyond Akagi. I mean, it depends on the Akagi shots, but like, it's definitely within the realm of Akagi. Okay. Unlike my good Miyashita, I assume that was his assistant, the one he killed. And he's starting to re-destro up. I mean, even here, actually, you can. I mean, I guess that was there before when he was talking to Giron, but it's spreading. I guess we're going to see what his power really is. I am pretty hype. Good chapter. Like, we got a little bit of everything, but it didn't feel like we were jumping around. Like, we got one panel Gigantamakia. That's all we needed. We just need to know that he was moving and that he wasn't teleported, that he's moving by his own power. We've got the Hawks thing, which, I mean, it's an all right cliffhanger. I feel like Horikoshi's really, I mean, it could be a double twist. I guess that's what he's banking on. Like, Horikoshi's hoping that we do spin the other way and think like, well, maybe what if Hawks really did kill Best Jeanist? It didn't happen though. And then the rest of this has just been really nice. Like, the camaraderie between the League of Villains, it's so good. Definitely a cut above the rest. It wasn't as good as Chainsaw Man or Black Clover, though. Not really Food Wars. I think it's better than We Never Learn, though. Like, I think that's a solid thing to say. And Food Wars, it's honestly not, like, how do I put it? It's on the same level as Food Wars, which is pretty big considering that this is the final arc of Food Wars. Like, this is where everything's being tied together. And yet, My Hero, just in a normal arc, I mean, a normal villain-facing arc, sure, but still, in a normal arc, it is managing to blow most of Jump, for me personally, out of the water. What a good series. All right, let's hit up those author comments. Starting off with One Piece, I finished reading Glass Masks, and I'm reading Rose of Versailles. Rose of Versailles, real good. I've never read Glass Mask. I know it's like a classic. Like, people still, I don't know if people recommend it, but people still definitely talk about it. Actually, did it keep on going until like recently? That's the anime. Oh, it's still going. Dang, okay, I did not know that. I really did not realize the Glass Mask was going that long. I just knew that it was very, very popular. It's the second best shoujo manga ever. Or second best selling, not the second best. Okay, well, excited. Also, I finished reading Glass Mask, so I guess he's caught up then. He read 49 volumes of it. Damn. I'm surprised he didn't say that he was obsessed with Glass Mask then. Oh. This will be the last chapter in Weekly Jump, but the series is still continuing. Look forward to it. What's going on with Boruto? If anyone knows, please do tell me. If I sure hope it's going to continue being simulpubbed. I haven't read it on the channel at all, but I think I should do a catch up at some point. Goodbye, Weekly Jump. Please continue to enjoy Boruto. Honestly, it's not that I dislike Boruto, but it felt weird to have a monthly series in Weekly Shonen Jump. That just felt bizarre. So I'm glad that it's not in Weekly Jump anymore. Also, interestingly enough, are we going to get more jump starts then? If Boruto is moving on? Or, because they were a slot. The slot's gone now, but, still. I mean, I guess between Boruto and, Food Wars, which is ending pretty soon, they might be able to do more jump starts, soon enough. I don't think they should. I feel like they should let things stabilize a little bit, but it's a possibility. I love these 3D puzzles. They're made so intricately. Once I start, I can't stop. They are pretty great. My main problem with the 3D puzzle is really just, you're buying that experience. So it really depends on, how expensive it is and whether you'd like to have it around as modern art. It's not even the price that matters that much, as much as it is just, once you finish it, do you want to keep it around? Are you ever going to come back to it, / does it serve any other purpose? It doesn't have to, sure. It could just be a thing that you did for fun once, and that's worth the price of admission. But I always find it really, hard to justify stuff like that. Because it's well, I'm probably not going to use this again. I'm probably not getting any more enjoyment out of it. Why do I want it around the house? The Gaze Olympics are hilarious. Oh boy, what are these? This feels like a Gaki no Sky sketch or something. Nope, no one explained it. Japanese extreme apologizing. This is back in 2017, though. Ah, cool. That is actually pretty neat. We had 2 Naruto-esque things. We had the next series by Kishimoto and also Boruto in the same magazine, so I guess it makes sense to move Boruto out now. The spare ribs and apple pie at the Shutter's restaurant were delicious. I was making this bingo thing for Jump, and it doesn't work out very well. There's not enough things that I think come up every week for it to be a fair bingo. But people talking about food and then half the people half the author comments being about food was definitely those were 2 separate things. One of them was just, I think it was specifically Yuki Tabata talking about food, and then the secondary one was 5 or more mangaka all talking about food at the same time. Inagaki sensei, drawing those cards was really hard. It was really hard. I'm really glad the Beast Children is doing well. I read the first 2 chapters. Still haven't read the 3rd one, but whatever. It's pretty alright. Study, the same group made out of We Never Learn anime voice actresses, is going to have a concert. That's pretty cool. I wonder what else they're going to do, though. Do they have character songs? I mean, they haven't done character songs in the show. But to be fair, most series don't do that kind of thing. Usually if they do a character album or something, it's out of, it's not in the show. So I guess that's fine. I bought a serious desktop vacuum cleaner. It even sucks up my daily stress. Oh, whoa. Wait, what exactly are you vacuuming? Oh, I've had that problem. To be fair, sometimes I don't know. I have freckles now, and I genuinely don't know if that's a recent thing, if it's sun damage or something, or if I've always had them. My parents say I haven't had them, but have they looked at me that recently? Who knows? Aw, man, that's a wholesome comment. That's a wholesome Horikoshi comment. Chalk one up for the food comments. I mean, Fujimoto basically always talks about food. You wouldn't be able to put that on a bingo just because it's so extremely common. Whereas, Yuki Tabata does jump around what he talks about. It's just he talks about food a lot. Shinsaiki putting out that, I assume, final author comment in Jump. For him, I assume the other member of the team is going to do the actual final chapter. If next week is the final chapter, it might not be. All right, those were some all right author comments. Not the greatest. Usually, if there's wackier things going on or more things to Google, I'm more into it, but it was all right. So that was Weekly Shonen Jump for the week of June 9th, 2019. Nailed it. Pretty good. Still extremely confused by this cover. I wish they wrote down each week, hey, this is Weekly Shonen Jump for May 9th, or I guess I could just type it out, but I find it really hard to do that and to actually get the like the cover. For some reason, the covers don't show up when I do this. Like June 9th. I mean, I guess I should actually type out Weekly Shonen Jump. Most people would take that and say, "Oh, Wall Street Journal, obviously." Nope, can't find it. I did, however, find I assume this is Donut's live stream for Weekly Shonen Jump. Yeah, cool. Like, that's on the first page if you type in Weekly Shonen Jump June 9th. That's some good SEO. Mine's not up, but to be fair, I'm not live streaming this, which makes a lot of sense. Anyways, you can check down below to see the final rankings for everything. I think it's an interesting spread this week. I'm surprised the Black Clover kept it, kept that top rank, but nothing specifically like blew my mind. And like it was just a solid chapter. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's interesting that Black Clover and Chainsaw Man both ranked highly this week because they're both like very fast reads, very like explosive reads. I'm usually less of an explosive person, more of a like, nice long form storytelling kind of guy. But I don't know. I guess a lot of the long form stories being told in Jump right now are kind of like not in a rut, but they're kind of just, there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Oh boy, what am I even doing anymore? Bye for now. Nya nya.